So back after Hurricane Beryl had struck the island back in July of last year, we did a tour with the Prime Minister and the representative for the area, Mr. Colin Jordan, and the entire technical team to look at the damage all along both the west and the southern coast of the island. The damage was fairly impactful because we had very high waves striking the coastline, impacting what would already have been on a certain level of beach erosion. And as a consequence, the road along both the Sixmens area as well as Shermans and Sand Street were all impacted as a result of the hurricane that would have passed the island. As a consequence, we had to start to look at designs, at the methodology of how we would actually approach the rehabilitation of the road. In many cases, the road was reduced to a one lane for several months, while the designs and decisions had to be taken as it relates to what methodology the ministry would actually agree to be used in this particular area. As the engineers have indicated, they had looked at various options and they settled on the option, particularly at Sixmens in relation to the Lego blocks. It's not visible to the eye, but we know that substantial work was done in order to be able to excavate the area and to place the Lego blocks so that the road could be properly secured. And as you can see now, the road now is able to allow two-way traffic once again. Normally, you would see the Lego blocks above the surface. We've used the Lego blocks, for instance, at Vaughan's Road as well. But in this particular case, we've had to strike the balance between the fishing community, who needs to obviously have access to the beach to be able to continue to earn a living. It's no, mystery that they have been severely impacted by the effects of the last system and are still recovering. And so our design and our approach to this particular area has had to take into account that we have to ensure and to preserve the fishing community while at the same time bringing the necessary rehabilitation back to this area as well. So overall, I think the residents are pleased to be able to have the access back along this area and to be able to generate economic activity for a number of the businesses in the area. I can tell that some of them still require a bit of improvements to their structures, and I believe that that is an ongoing process. But what we've been able to do is to get the road open back up. And then when we move from this location, which is now 95% complete, our next step is on to Sand Street and also to Shermans as well, where we have designs already in hand, and we should be in a position once the tendering process has taken place to be able to action those works. So going into the next hurricane season, I think we are safely in a position to say that all of the areas that we have had the greatest impact from Hurricane Beryl, we would be able to have restored those areas to their original condition with a view to being able to minimize the impact from other systems in the future as well.
Hi, good morning. Darius Cumberbatch here from Professional Engineering Services. We are the design team for the Sixmens Bay rehabilitation works. This project arose following the passing of Hurricane Beryl in 2024. During the passing of the hurricane, it damaged and severely eroded the road edge along Sixmens Bay. We were asked to offer solutions to rehabilitate the road edge, as well as secure it against future wave action during high sea swell activities. We had an initial meeting with the Prime Minister as well as the Ministry and Coastal Management Unit. During the hurricane's passing, there was some significant damage to the road edge, caused it to be undermined and made in an unsafe condition. So we initiated some designs and they asked us to look at a few solutions. Primarily the gabion baskets were ruled out in our initial design, given the likelihood for the baskets to corrode due to the coastal action, and the reinforced concrete design was also ruled out due to the similar concerns regarding corrosion of the reinforcement. So our design solutions stemmed around a mass concrete system, gravity retaining. The primary result we came out was what we didn't term it locally as a Lego block system, but it's known internationally as a gravity retaining wall system, similar to using boulders, but it's concrete molded into the form of Legos to allow you to stack the stones and interlock them as we go up in your design.
The blocks weigh just about 1 ton or a little more than that, depending on the size and the dimensions of them, which is typical to the stones that you would see around for coastal works. The coastal work stones weigh anywhere between 1 to 5 tons. You arrange them in a matrix to provide the stability and the protection against wave action. In this what we've done in this design is using the 1 ton Lego blocks. We've arranged them in a pattern so they're interlocking. They're stable as they go up, so you get the same design life as you would expect for a border protection system. And we've also protected those Lego block systems with a series of border rocks along them, lining them parallel to protect them from wave action as well.
So a mass concrete solution was the best option. This led us to what we've like to call a Lego block system, or a precast retaining wall block system. The pieces, as the name suggests, fit together like Lego blocks. We dug down to around, the excavation took place to 7 feet deep. Coming up from 7 feet, we put a stone bedding wrapped in geotextile to protect these stone bedding from being corroded or washed away over time due to the groundwater movement and seep water action against the wall. From that foundation bedding of large stones, we came up with a Lego block system on top of that, 6 feet high, interlocking in rows to show that the mass of the blocks is maintained throughout the length of the structure as well as its width. And that was topped as well with a concrete topping to provide access for pedestrians, and as well to allow the fisher folk in the area to launch their boats from their vehicles off the edge of the road into the sea without minimal disruption to traffic, as well as to what they're capable of doing with their vehicles and the size of their boats. So going in, the overall height of the wall from sea rock cap up is 7 feet. The works started, I would say, the first week of December. Took about 2 weeks to get the Lego block system in and the concrete works done for the sidewalk area, which is, in my estimation, well, quite quick compared to what any other system could do. That's the main advantage with Lego systems. I must say, the contractors team, worked quite tirelessly to get the work done. Once we started, quite satisfied with what has been done here. The minor works to be completed outside of the rehabilitation section, but those should be completed in no time. I suspect the next 2 to 3 days, in my estimation. The minor works I mentioned that need to be completed to rehabilitate the culvert outfall, about 50 meters away from where we are now, and as well as reinstate damaged head walls and bollards along the culvert head wall section. Professional engineering services has also been asked to assist the ministry with designing solutions to two other areas along the northwest coast of Barbados, primarily St. Peter, St. Lucie area. Those would be the Sand Street area and the Sherman Moon Fort Road area as well. Similarly to what occurred at Six Men's, high sea soil action damaged the existing sea walls in those areas, severely corroded the beach, and also damaged the road edge along those sections of Sand Street and Sherman Moon Fort. Our designs have been are complete for both Sand Street and Sherman. The ministry have accepted both designs. The Sand Street job will be awarded by the ministry as soon as once our recommendations are in place, which should be coming shortly. Sherman's road rehabilitation job, the design is complete and is been accepted by the ministry, a sheet pile system. The Sand Street job has a Lego block system similar to Six Men's Bay. The height of the wall is about 10 to 12 feet in our initial estimate. Substantially taller than the one that's in place here. So as such, the wall will be more robust, including in addition to the Lego block systems, you will also have boulders along the wall to reduce the wave energy impact on the Lego block system. The Sherman's job will be a sheet pile job, given its proximity to the coast along that area. The depth of the sheet piles as well, we're looking at in the 10 to 15 feet for that design. The design is complete. The For the Shermans job, as I mentioned, the sheet pile work in Barbados is only one contractor that can do that. So we will have to engage with negotiations, talks with the contractor regarding those works and their capacity to do it in terms of timelines and resources. Given that the amount of work that has been taking place around the island post-Hurricane Beryl, there are a lot of ongoing rehabilitation and revetment seawall works throughout the island.